Hey kids, this is Aaron from the podcast that wouldn't die, and Kevin and I use Zencastr. You think you're better than us, that you're using something else? You're wrong. Zencastr's the place to be. Who are you to deny it?
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code DIEHARD and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time for you to share your story.
Only a fool will give up a chance for a 30% discount.
What's a timberman want with being a wiki?
Just looking to earn a living, just like any man. Starting new.
On the run. Keeping secrets, are you?
No, sir.
Why'd you spill your beans?
What? I'm about to start and you start laughing. I didn't even do anything.
A demon appeared in the background.
Would you? Demon be gone! Demon be gone!
The power of Christ compels you.
Sweet Jesus. This is what they've driven me into the garage, and now they're still haunting me.
Bad attention. Just keep going.
Welcome to the last episode of the podcast that wouldn't die. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, as always, is Aaron.
Hey!
This week, we're discussing the horror psychological thriller classic, The Lighthouse, starring Willem Dafoe, Robert Pattinson, and a naked mermaid woman. That's all you need.
With a giant labia.
When they zoomed in on that, I almost lost my mind. I'm like, are you serious? Are we doing this?
If you could fit a human head in there.
Are we doing this?
Before we go too far, let's discuss why Kevin must rub the lotion
in the basket, or gets the hose again. Before we do that, each week on the podcast that wouldn't die, we discuss guilty pleasures, forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genre with a comedic twist. Aaron, since you brought this to the attention of the world, I live in a house with 4 other people. And there's not one stitch of quiet space for a poor beleaguered father. So I literally was fantasizing. I told my wife, I'm like, my fantasy is when my children move out to convert one of the biggest children's bedroom into my special sanctum sanctorum. That's my goal. And Becky's response was, well, until that grand day, you could just turn the craft area in the garage into your little area. And so this is my first attempt. Not totally a success.
Is it a craft area? Because from my point of view, it looks like a crap area.
It was meant to be a craft area. This is an important distinction. It was meant to be a craft area. I could, there's some stuff for macrame over here, and there's some old clay or something over. I hope that's clay. It could be anything. Who knows?
It sounds like garage sale time. What time should I arrive?
It sounds like wrecking ball time for me, as far as I'm concerned. So, she said this to me, and I was kind of like, that's intriguing. So,
where's the treadmill? Will she be running next to you as we podcast?
I put up a curtain behind me, which does not fill up the entire screen, so it's a failed attempt. I'm gonna have to move the curtain a little closer, I think.
Right.
But the treadmill is on the other side of the goodly curtain.
So at any moment we can hear the galloping.
No. She was nice enough to not decide to do the treadmill while I'm recording. So that's why.
Very nice. Very nice.
Sweet Jesus. So it's not. This is not, my
silence
bunker
of the mother effing lambs. This is where you are. Where's the basement? Where are the jars of moths? Because this is the vibe you're putting out now. Perfect for the podcast. But it does remind me of the one time we went on someone else's podcast where I think he was broadcasting from a screen porch. And what part of the country? I don't know.
No. There was a dude who was recording from his crawl space in his attic, where it was literally that sort of thing. I feel like, look, like I said, I literally whipped this together last night in my spare time. There's some boxing gloves here, so that's just in case.
And there's a random Chinese lantern attached to your sheets behind you.
Yes, I used that for light until I realized it gave me a halo right behind my head, and I said,
Halo,
turn that off. So I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that.
Right.
It's a
All
thing.
Right.
So sweet Jesus.
Really
it will be beautiful.
Oh, it will?
Well, it'll be presentable. Perhaps. Passable.
Have you considered just broadcasting from that hidey hole under your stairs? Because that seems like
That's
next.
That's next on the list. You
mock Harry Potter live
Yes.
from the Harry Potter closet in Irvine.
See, I literally bought. This isn't the the curtain that I bought. I bought a curtain from Amazon that was supposed to be kind of a spooky curtain, and it's like 3 feet long. So needless to say, we're back
price
to
is right, but the size is wrong.
They got me every goddamn time.
Son of a.
It's a sad, sad situation. So what's up? What's the latest with you?
I'm gonna be in 2 little art shows locally. I'm very excited, but freaking out at the same time. And apparently, I'm driving our folks to Laughlin over Veterans Day weekend. So
I heard that.
There we go.
It's the place to be. I guess all the Dohertys are rolling, although not this Doherty. I'm sad.
You're welcome.
I appreciate.
You're welcome to join. You're welcome to join.
Not excluded.
Brandon's looking for someone to drive her.
What about P. Dort? He's not rolling with her?
P. Dort has to work.
That's Becky. Becky has to work.
Yeah, for some reason, they've decided to pity us and give us the Monday off.
It's crazy. Well, in my recollection, and you can correct me on this, yes. Veterans Day, they used to just stick it on that Friday. Boom.
No, that never happened.
Lies.
Veterans Day was Armistice Day to celebrate the end of World War I. It always falls on the 11th, unless the 11th falls on a weekend, then it's the Friday.
I understand about Armistice Day, and I understand the history of it. I'm talking about as a public school teacher. I have a memory, and shut your mouth. I have a memory that they would just be like, whatever. It's, it would say like Veterans Day observed, and it would just be that Friday. And I feel like the surviving veterans of World War II said, no can do.
It's not for them. I want to hear about the surviving veterans of World War I.
My bad. Correct. It was World War I. It was the surviving veterans of World War I. Both of them. I don't think there's any, by the way, I don't think it would be a miracle if any of them are still alive.
War? Anybody what about the Spanish-American War?
Why not? I don't know, the French and Indian War. How about that?
If they came forward, you'd have to stake them because clearly they're the Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
You killed the oldest veteran, Nosferatu.
What the hell? I'm looking at the countdown here, and it says 22 hours, 22 minutes, and 12 seconds, which doesn't seem
until
exactly
the
right.
rapture.
Perhaps. Unclear. I'm just assuming everything's cool. Anywho,
right on.
Aaron, why don't you give us your 30-second synopsis of The Lighthouse, which I'd never seen before, by the way.
I had never seen it before either, and I knew I was in trouble after I chose it, and it was Robert, what's his name, Eggers, who I fucking hate. I feel that this is a punishment for saying on second viewing I like The Witch.
Yes, it is.
I think this is the punishment. This is some kind of claustrophobic, homoerotic, who the knows? There's about as much semen as Call Me by Your Name. So if you're down with that, the big oobleck dripping from the ceiling.
Bartholomew and the Oobleck. 100%.
Dude, but let me tell you. All
Lay
right,
it on me.
here's my 30-second review. Two Lighthouse dudes. A new guy comes in. Everybody's crazy. The boss is a dick. There's a storm. I think these guys are fucking at one point. Then they all die. The end.
Okay.
How's that?
I remember seeing like the ads for this, I think on Prime. Not the ads, but like the card or whatever, right? Discussing. And you see Willem Dafoe, who I like. I like Willem Dafoe quite a bit.
You love Willem Dafoe.
Robert Pattinson is fine. I don't have an issue with him. Although I generally think he's very weird looking. It's fine. He was a sex symbol.
Yes, he was
People loved
super
him.
ripped for this. I was like, boy,
Yes.
I thought he was spindly in the past. But honest to God, who was he? Robert Pattinson was Daniel Day-Lewis from The Gangs in New York. That's who he was channeling.
I couldn't okay. Willem Dafoe is doing a crazy old-timey, captain of a pirate ship voice.
Is it Blind Pew?
Which I liked it. I was into it. This movie sucks, says I.
Me. But Pattinson was clearly Daniel Day-Lewis from The Gangs in New York.
Well, and the thing about
he looked like him.
The thing about his performance is I was confounded by his accent. I couldn't figure out I thought they were both British. I thought maybe one's English or one's Irish. I didn't know what accent he was doing until about 3/4 of the way through. I was like, I guess he's doing a New York accent?
Yeah.
Is that what this is?
What I was vibing on old New York-y accent. Yeah. Like I said, Gangs in New York.
Gangs in New York. I kind of eventually picked up on it. And I wonder if it's because, for the most part, he doesn't say much earlier in the movie. It's all Willem Dafoe doing his screeds. But yeah,
What's
I was just
screed?
like, screed? Like a speech, a soliloquy, if you will. How about that? A monologue? Didn't you go to college? Anyway.
They learned me good.
They learned me good, says I. So I'm sitting there, and you think, because one thing you notice when the movie kicks in, and we're already starting talking about this. I'd never seen this before. Aaron, had you ever seen this before?
Never. Didn't know what it was about. No. I knew it was two guys and a lighthouse, because that's what's on the picture.
100%. That's what we knew going in. Now, I thought there was going to be ghosts and shit, right? I thought there was going to be ghosts. Doesn't appear to be any ghosts, correct? I mean, I guess there's some interpretation, but...
It's the Donner Party, really? I mean, it could be any of these things with isolation and liquor.
They got cabin fever. It's possible. I mean, I think that's what we're supposed to take from it in retrospect, that it's a cabin fever kind of movie. But going in, not knowing anything, because it's all like, they're on this island with the lighthouse. It's very foggy. It seems like it's got kind of a spectral thing going on there. You do see, and unclear if these are hallucinations or what the story is. You do see some mermaid shit.
Yeah.
You see some mermaid shit. You see some tentacles, indeterminate origin.
Yes.
Right? On a couple occasions. And that's about it. Am I right? Or am I forgetting something?
I mean, that's about it.
Yep.
We learned that the previous person freaked out about mermaids and died. And did he kill himself or he disappeared?
Or did Willem Dafoe kill him?
But I mean, what was the story? They didn't really. Told?
They just said it was like the previous guy. Yeah, it was something like that. But the issue is that then later in the movie they find a one-eyed skull,
right,
in the lobster trap, which
very convenient.
Very convenient. And they talked about how you shouldn't kill seagulls,
right,
because they carry the souls of old sailors or some shit.
Sailors lost at sea or something.
Sailors lost at sea. So the fact that the one seagull that's messing with him is a one-eyed seagull, and then a one-eyed skull appears in the lobster pot. Is that sailor? Unclear. Is he even a sailor? He's not a sailor. He's a wiki.
He's a wiki.
A wiki. That's what they call the people who work in
right. So here's the
Lighthouse.
problem starting off.
Mm-hmm.
William Dafoe is crazy, but in a
Yes.
jovial alcoholic crazy. Mr. Patterson rolls up. You already know that he's off. It's kind of like the Shining.
Really? That's interesting. I didn't see it that way.
He was
Lay it on me.
broody and weird from jump. Not like, hi, he was already depressed and strange to begin with, I thought.
It's
So you
honestly,
knew something was going to go wrong.
it's hard to
And
judge.
he doesn't drink. So that tells me he's clearly not religious. So that tells me there was a problem in the past.
with the
So
boozing.
the minute where they're stranded and now he's going to drink. I'm
But he
like,
didn't
here it
drink
goes.
initially. He didn't drink.
No.
It was basically like, here's the issue. Number one, the cistern that holds their drinking water is befouled for some reason. It looks like it's filled with shit. It's unclear what's wrong with the cistern.
Willem Dafoe wouldn't have noticed since he's not drinking water at all.
Correct. Not at all. And he laughed. Like, he knew that the cistern was jacked and disgusting because he was like, drink up. And the guy drinks and, of course, doesn't notice that it's, I say brown, but this is a black and white film. So it could have been any darkened color and didn't notice that it was gross.
It was all sludgy. It's like that's how they figured out where the missing girl went at the Cecil Hotel down in L.A. She disappeared, and it wasn't until residents started complaining about the tap water that they figured out where she went.
That's yucky. Well, they didn't, in this movie, they didn't really establish the cause of the grossness. They just, I think at one point, he goes in there and there's a dead seagull in there, but it had already been established that it was gross. It was non-potable, let's just say.
I don't know what powder you could throw into something that looks like chocolate pudding that would then make it into drinking water.
That's what I kept wondering, and I was like,
Wouldn't you just drain that shit and someone would have to pump in new water?
I don't know how it works, but you're right. I was like, is that lye he's dumping in there? And I don't think you want to drink that either. Right?
Probably not. That
Probably
seems
not
like
a good
no-no.
move.
No.
So I would venture to say 3/4 of this movie is just Robert Pattinson doing chores. Right?
Yes. William Dafoe does no chores.
Correct.
William Dafoe sleeps all day. He occasionally wakes up to tell Patterson that whatever he's doing is a terrible mess.
Yes.
And then he just goes up to the Fresnel lens and masturbates wildly all night long. Correct?
There was that scene where Robert Pattinson goes up there and he's like, what the hell's happening? Because Willem Dafoe won't let him up there. He's like, he locks it. He says, I'll handle the light. You do every other goddamn thing. You're scrubbing the floors. You're dumping the chamber pots. You're doing everything. You're painting the outside of the lighthouse.
Where he drops him.
Yes.
And it wasn't like any, but let's be clear.
Please.
He really doesn't have that many chores. What does he do? He takes a wheelbarrow of coal down.
You got to dig the coal up, right?
There's a coal mine on this place. There must be just a pile of it somewhere.
There's a
no
pile of
coal
coal
mine on the island.
Correct.
Anyway, he shoves it in the thing, and then what does he do the rest of the day? He's supposed to mop the floor?
He's mopping the floor, which they live like college students. So it's just a goddamn horror show. It is filthy and disgusting. He dumps the chamber pots. And there was one scene which I guess was meant to be hilarious where he's carrying the 2 chamber pots filled with shit. Filled with shit. And he walks to the furthest reaches of the island and then proceed, like, he's like going to pitch them, but he splashes all the feces all over himself. So later we see him, his face is covered with shit. And he goes, ah! I guess that was funny. Unclear.
Yeah, that was part of that knee slapping comedy that is the Lighthouse.
But what I was going to say earlier, so he sneaks up to the lighthouse to catch a glimpse of whatever it is Willem Dafoe's doing. And all he sees is William Dafoe naked as a jaybird, moaning, and then some sort of slime is dripping down on him.
You know what that is.
It was a lot.
And a tentacle.
And then a tentacle. So maybe it was like octopus slime, but I wouldn't swear to that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, me think it was something else.
Me think something else.
So much.
No, it was...
William Dafoe is really backed up. That's all I was thinking.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. His pipes are clean. No. So first time I tried to watch this, I want to say it was either Friday night or Saturday night. So I'm sitting down there watching, and I'm watching Robert Pattinson do all these chores. He's scrubbing shit. He's oiling things with a little like Tin Woodsman to oil the shit. And then I start falling asleep, and I wake up later, and it's more of that. And I'm like, what is this movie? What am I fucking watching? What is happening? And then I finally go like, I got to come back to this. Because this shit, it just seems like I'm watching some dude working on a lighthouse. And I'm not feeling that, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
So, boom.
Yeah, I think that is the first half of the movie. Chores.
At least.
Chores, right. William Dafoe rooting in his ass and sleeping.
He farts. They constantly have Willem Dafoe farting. Constantly.
Frankly, we know this is called adult Lord of the Flies, where you gentlemen just degenerate into the lowest form.
No question. I remember being in the dorms at San Diego
I
State.
didn't see anyone bathing.
I don't know how they would. Would you just jump in the water or the ocean? Because you're right.
Get a bucket? I don't know.
Because there's a sink. Because there's like a kind of an old timey crank to get the water to come up. But there's no plumbing other than that. They literally have to shit in those pots in the bedroom, which seems like a bad move, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Stuck. I'm not even sure how that works. Are you just sitting on the floor sitting on ceramics? Or do you slide it under a chair or something? I mean, you can't be sitting on that, right?
No, I think you squat. It's a squatty potty. Yes. Many cultures in this world of ours don't have regular ass toilets. There's a hole in the ground and you just squat over it. Yes, in Japan, that's how they roll. Am I right?
I shat in no pots in my trip.
I didn't say a pot. I said a hole in the ground.
I shat in no holes in the ground or pots. I sat on a Toyo toilet with a built-in bidet that ran warm water right up my hoo-ha and then blew warm air. Not chatting in a pot.
No, I'm going. That's all you had to say.
Dude, that's all you got to say.
So he's doing that shit. And then you get the sense that he's starting to hallucinate. Like there's kind of these weird, kind of unmotivated hallucinations.
Day 3 hallucinating.
Correct. Like he's walking to the beach and suddenly there's a mermaid in the water. Because it looked like he was walking into the ocean at one point.
It was like a suicidal ideation
But was that a dream? Because then it's a lot like I'm waking up in bed. So there's a lot of that in this movie. Is it a dream? Is he hallucinating? I don't think there's actually crazy mermaids, if I had to guess.
But then he found a ceramic naked mermaid lady with a strategic hole in the center of it, stuffed inside his craggy old mattress.
Yes, correct. And we had to watch him beat off to it. So that was
for
great.
hours. I'm surprised he just didn't pull that thing out by the root.
Well,
and we're getting no pleasure from it either. Screams
when he reaches. Ah! Anyway,
he's mad as a hatter.
I love that Willem Dafoe literally wrote that in the notes. Later, he finds like the notes that the Willem Dafoe's writing to the superiors, whatever it is. He's constantly abusing himself in the storehouse for hours on end.
He is, because he ain't doing anything else.
Well, that's what's so funny, because early in the movie, Willem Dafoe's like, this floor looks disgusting. He's like, but I already mopped this up. He's like, no, you be lying to me. You need to clean it up now, or whatever the hell he says. And at the time, you think it's Willem Dafoe being nuts, right? You think it's Willem Dafoe. Later, when they find like the notebook that he's keeping for the superiors, and he's listing all of his offenses, those were real. It's like, he's drunk every night. He's abusing himself. He has a lousy attitude. It was like all sorts of real things that we saw him actually do. So
I mean, really, his chores look like a lot of chores, but what is it? At most an hour to wheel the stuff down and put it in there, an hour to abuse yourself, and then what? Mop the floor and do the dishes?
Yeah, because Willem Dafoe makes the dinner. That was a big bone of
Willem Dafoe
contention.
makes the dinner. One time he was supposed to paint the lighthouse.
Yeah.
And what other chores did he have?
He was, because it's run by, I guess, steam. It's a steam, because this takes place in like the late 1800s.
Right, that's why you burn the coal to boil the water to do the steam.
So he's dealing with like the
and
the
he'd
belts
carry
and
the
shit.
oil up. He'd carry the oil up for the
light. For the light.
And the dude's like, why did you bring that giant barrel up here?
He watched him carry the huge, gigantic barrel up the 50 stairs and said, ye need not be bringing that barrel all the way up here. Bring it back
take
down.
It down.
I would have been a little pissed about that myself, if I'm being honest.
Oh my God. But
again,
how does he know how to do any of this shit? He was saying that he worked in a lumber, he was like, I don't know. Wasn't he like a forestry dude before this?
I think he was like a lumberjack or some shit, right?
So how does he know how to run the steam machine and make adjustments on this so it blows the whistle when the ships are coming in?
Unclear. So then we start to get more of Robert Pattinson's backstory, because he goes by Ephraim Winslow. 45 minutes in, he's drunk and admits that Winslow was his boss when he was a lumberjack or some shit.
Don't be spilling your beans to me.
And then like you'd hear the voice, like Pattinson's like looking around, and you'd hear it one more time. Don't be spilling your beans. So yes, do not. But so now it's kind of like, whereas Pattinson's meant to be our kind of audience surrogate,
right?
It's clear that he is an unreliable narrator as the movie progresses. So, even though Willem Dafoe seems mad as a hatter,
wacky. Yeah.
So too is Robert Pattinson. And
so Robert Pattinson, literally, he's only supposed to be on the Lighthouse for 2 weeks, and he's going to get
a month.
But with it, well, it was supposed to be a fortnight, they said.
Oh, did they? Okay, fair enough.
All right, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it was a fortnight, and then they were going to be relieved.
Correct.
But he was already crazy, because now there's a huge storm, relief can't come. He's already bonkers by then.
Well, what they say is that one day Pattinson flips out and kills the one-eyed bird by smashing it on the rock for 10 straight minutes.
Just seeing the bird, like the bird wouldn't shoo, drove him into a rage immediately. Like day 2.
Smash, smash, smash. And they say that the moment he did that, a huge storm came in. I don't know, nor'easter or some shit.
Right.
That would not leave. It is nonstop storming so that the relief boat can't come to get him. And this is where the shit, it's already kind of like, what the hell? You feel like this isn't The Shining, right? Where they're there for 6 months and slowly deteriorate.
It's like it's gone sideways fast.
Lickety split.
But
So
you have no real concept of time because you're seeing it from Daniel Day-Lewis's eyes. But then William Dafoe, I know, but William Dafoe rolls in and goes, no, it's been 3 weeks. That wasn't yesterday. They're 3 weeks late.
Right. So you're right. So it's impossible to judge now that the storm's blown in and how much time has passed. And I kept thinking to myself, how long could these storms possibly last? Are there areas where it's just nonstop storms for 6 months? It's going to be a hurricane.
He tells a tale that it was 6 months. Like it'd be clear at the coast, but where they were, it continued to rage.
There was a story Willem Dafoe tells about being an old captain on a pirate ship or whatever the hell he's doing, and they're starving, they're out of food, so they wash ashore on this desert island, and nothing there but grass, so we ate grass. And there was a bone of contention. Our teeth were falling out. How do you eat grass with no teeth? And then they cut to Willem Dafoe, mouthful of up teeth. So I mean. Right?
He's like, you put it in your mouth and you swallow it.
It was like Pattinson was trying to catch him in a lie.
Right.
You told me yesterday. Now everybody's Irish. You told me yesterday that you ate grass with no teeth. How does one do such a thing? So it's God. What the hell? What the hell, Aaron?
Once they really lose their minds. So they still keep the lighthouse going, but now they're just drinking all the time. William Dafoe has a secret stash buried outside. William Patterson thought it was supplies. It was not. It was a crate of liquor.
Just booze.
So now they're drinking 24/7, and they're either trying to kill each other or each other, or most likely both.
Both. 100%.
The foreplay is them swinging at each other, and then you see them pass out on the floor in the morning pulling their pants up, and you're like, "Oh shit!"
Well, there were scenes where
they're
they were
slow
dancing together. Yes. 100%.
And then he tried to kiss him, and then they started fighting again, but clearly they were effing later. It's like, oh, jeez.
Well, eventually they run out of all the booze, and they start taking turpentine and dripping a little honey in there for flavor and drinking that shit. So that's not going to work for you either, if I'm being honest.
That seems really like a bad choice.
Eventually, their house gets flooded. The whole place is defiled. And Robert Pattinson goes to take the boat out, and he's just kind of like, F it, I'm out of here. I'm going to take my chances. And Willem Dafoe shows up with the axe, smashes the only boat on the island, and chases Robert Pattinson around. But later, Willem Dafoe says, no, you were the one who smashed the boat and chased me around with the axe.
Right. So now nobody knows what really is happening. Going, don't leave me. You can't leave me.
Right. So what is happening with this movie? Unclear.
It is very claustrophobic and uncomfortable, but I'm not sure if I'm uncomfortable the way he wants me to be uncomfortable.
Well, I think to do a kind of claustrophobia movie, I feel like you really need to be like anxious watching it. You need to feel like I'm feeling claustrophobic watching this, And they messed with the aspect ratio. Did you notice that? It was shorter. It was almost a TV aspect ratio to try to instill that claustrophobia. But I never felt that claustrophobic watching
I
this.
did not feel claustrophobia. I felt anxiety, but I did not feel claustrophobia. Mostly it was like, this is another bad turn. I didn't feel claustrophobic. It made me feel anxious, but because it was mostly poor choice anxious, you're like, oh shit. So now this is going to happen.
Well, and I wonder if it's also a case of you have to have somebody you're kind of sympathizing with. And I don't think I sympathize with anybody.
Neither one of them are sympathetic.
Right.
They're both equally strange and disturbing.
Yes. That makes it difficult to like I didn't care what happened to them in the end. I mean, truthfully.
Yeah. I just
So,
wanted it to be over so I didn't have to think about it anymore.
absolutely. And then, so then with like 10 minutes left, Willem Dafoe tries to chop him with the axe, sticks him. That's
No, no, no,
my.
but brother, you need to back that up.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Clearly, they're having yet one more of their fights.
Yep.
Robert Pattinson's looking down and sees the mermaid that he's fucking. So clearly,
Yes.
he's just fucked William Dafoe and beat the shit out of him.
Well, it
And
looks
puts
like
a leash
Neptune or
on.
something.
Oh,
Oh God,
fuck.
that's right.
And puts
Go
a
back.
leash on him like a dog,
Yes.
and he carries him out, walks him like a dog, come dog, and puts him in an open grave and tries to bury him alive.
Right. You're absolutely right. I don't know how the I
How
must
does
have
that
blocked that out.
slip? I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
That was so because you're right. He kind of beat him into submission because he's much bigger than little old Willem Dafoe, and he does.
You're
It's like
killing poor Willie.
you be killing I, and then it's it is. It's like what sound does a dog make? Ruff, ruff, and he's crawling on all fours. It took a turn. It took a bizarre turn. As bizarre as it was up to that point, that was some other shit. I'm like, what am I watching? What in the hell is happening here? Unclear.
And then William Dafoe he gets the keys to go to the lighthouse, but that William Dafoe is not dead. But he's about to be extra dead.
Because Robert Pattinson takes the axe and you see him go and like loud shlunk, and then like viscera just blasts him as he hits it. It was like, oh my God, what is happening? And then, of course, if you think the barking dog shit was bizarre, he goes up to the fucking lighthouse and he opens up the
covered
thing.
Covered
in blood, and he reaches in, and then it's just, him screaming. Unclear what he's saying, what's happening. I mean, is it just because he's sticking his hand in the frickin' fire? I mean, I guess that'll do it, right? And then what happens, Aaron?
You say that, isn't that like the Raiders of the Lost Ark when he looks inside the Ark?
Which you don't do that. You don't do that. Indy's told you, Marion, close your eyes. Don't look at it.
That's right.
So smash cut. He's now naked on the beach with seagulls eating him up. The end.
There's and the two things we skipped. There's supposed to be these. There's supposed to be references to the song of the Ancient Mariner with killing the albatross, whatever. Killing the albatross, and that brought misfortune. But then there's this shit about the Greek mythology. So you can talk about the other thing, but Prometheus, like
Proteus.
Proteus is Willem Dafoe. Prometheus is the story, the Robert Pattinson. But Prometheus brought fire to the poor humans, right?
Correct.
Instead, our Prometheus here stares into the sun and goes insane. And so again, you see like the birds eating his liver.
So yes, I think that's the connection. That every day he's eaten by the birds and shit. His liver.
That's Prometheus. But how does that actually relate to this fucking story?
Unclear.
And you can explain the other one besides that weird scene where suddenly William Dafoe is giant and using laser beams.
Naked as a jaybird.
Naked as jaybirds. Yes. But it doesn't seem to be their bodies. But what the fuck was that supposed to be? Because in that scene, William Dafoe seems to be very large.
Well, I think Robert Pattinson was on the ground, kind of prostrate, like this, kind of reaching up at him. I don't know.
The Greek shit didn't work for me. Let's just put that out there. And I love Greek shit.
There's a lot of shit in this that did not work for me, if I'm being honest. So, sweet Jesus. They talked about... Go ahead, Aaron. What were you saying?
I got nothing else to say.
in the behind the scenes, they talked about how this is loosely based upon the Edgar Allan Poe unfinished story, The Lighthouse. And I briefly
Right.
looked at it, and it's like the unfinished is right, barely started is really where there's like
It's a story about some men in a lighthouse.
literally a guy arrives at a lighthouse. The end.
Boom. And it's supposed to be also based on some true life event of a thing where two men are in a lighthouse, one of them gets killed, and the other has to live with his dead body because a storm can't come. So it's about as based on a true story as The Conjuring, you might say.
100%. I saw the new one, by the way. Did you see the new one?
You told me not to, that you weren't going to go see it.
Yeah, I changed my mind. We can talk about it sometime if you want.
Bested.
Luca wanted to see it, so we went and saw it. What can I tell you?
Of course, Erin wanted to see it too, but she saw Spinal Tap 2 instead.
I saw in one weekend, I saw, let me see, Conjuring, Last Rites. Then a few days later, I saw The Long Walk. Then I saw The Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey, which is a frickin' piece of shit.
Both of those things I've never heard of. I don't even know what you're saying.
And then I saw One Battle After Another.
I got excited because this is A24 and they hadn't done me dirty until now. And then halfway through this, I had this impression that Willem Dafoe didn't exist.
Oh,
I'm like, maybe Willem Dafoe is a hallucination.
I just think the lighthouse setting is fertile ground for actual horror, right? For actual like ghosts or monsters or something, right?
Dig, I was thinking I would have plenty to do. I'd be reading a book. I'd do an art project. I would not lose my mind after 2 weeks in the lighthouse.
But I think it's like
I would need a little bit more light, but beyond that, it's not just wild masturbation to small ceramic dolls.
It's not just that. Let's be honest.
It's not just that.
It's not just that. I mean, look, it's the late 1800s. There was no Pornhub. You make do with what you got in old carving.
Dude, they made their own Pornhub.
Sweet Jesus. Yes, this movie was a disappointment, I would say, to say the least. I did not find it scary at all. No. I think there's things to like about it in terms of the performances and like in terms of the, the mood that they tried to create.
I don't care. I don't like it. I don't want to ever see it again. Don't care. Don't care.
Fair.
Cannes Film Festival. F you, Robert Eggers. How many more times do you want me to say the F word?
Oh, you think this is bad? I just I edited the monkey earlier today. And I swear to God, it was like 40 F-bombs, courtesy of Erroneous.
They needed it. It's you know what? It's like medicine. You use it when you need it.
It's like bad medicine. Shall we go behind the scenes then?
It better be better than what's before the scenes, in front of the scenes.
Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson stated that they barely spoke a word to each other on set and were too exhausted to hang out together after a day of shooting because filming was so physically demanding due to the miserable weather conditions. How about that? While Pattinson stayed at a normal hotel with the rest of the crew during the shoot, Dafoe lived in a little fisherman's cottage in solitude. So there you go.
I can see that.
On set, on the other hand, Pattinson would tend to eat and stay by himself during filming breaks, while Dafoe stayed with the crew. So they all had their own weird little ways of dealing with it. Both stated that they liked each other very much as soon as they had the first real conversation.
We loved each other so much that we made a point of never spending any time together. That's a good sign.
The scene where Willem Dafoe's character gives the sea curse to Robert Pattinson's character because he doesn't like his cooked lobster was shot in one single take. And Dafoe didn't blink for over 2 minutes. How about that? That was kind of funny. Do you remember that one?
Come on, you have to admit that my lobster was good, won't you?
So he does his long old thing, and then it cuts to Pattinson, and he takes a beat and he goes, "Fine, have it your way. I like your cooking." I thought that was funny. Anyway.
Yeah, it was one of these things where they're just beating the shit out of each other right before a good Rogerin.
I think that's implied. I don't know if we actually see any Rogerin, but fair enough.
Thank God for that. It is implied multiple times.
Okay, there is some implication, but it's not, call me by your name or anything, as far as I could see.
Except for the amount of seed dripping from the walls.
The semen splattering it was like a Jackson Pollock painting.
It was like Ghostbusters with the oobleck dripping everywhere.
Can I tell you, as a child, reading Bartholomew and the oobleck was terrifying to me. I just thought all the people got slimed and died and suffocated. Anyway, that's not here.
Took a dark turn.
The dream sequence where Wake stands naked, beaming light from his eyes onto Howard, is a reference to the painting Hypnosis by German artist Sascha Schneider from 1904.
And I had to look it up. That's a great reference. And what the is it supposed to mean here?
It means nothing.
It meant that maybe something cool could have happened, but it didn't.
There are versions of the script that were too clear. Director Robert Eggers' goal was to make the audience go mad and become confused like Winslow, so the final script turned out being more confusing for the audience.
That's a sign of quality. So there's a lot of movies like that. So we're just going to assume that they did that on purpose. You just made the whole thing confusing and made no sense on purpose. Got you.
Here's my feeling. Because sometimes these guys talk about the movie's confusing, there's deliberately answers not given, and all that's fine as long as you, the creative force, know what it means.
I'm not sure he did.
Well, that's the thing. Oftentimes they say, "Oh, I don't know. What do you think it means?" And it's just like, no. If you don't know, that means nobody knows, and there's no direction, and it's just like literally giving paintbrush to a chimpanzee and say, "Make art." It's not art if you don't know, in my opinion. What do you think?
I think he knows.
He might know. I'm just saying sometimes
sometimes they don't want to come out and tell you.
Correct.
Same with art. It's like, I'm not going to explain it to you.
I just think, and this is my opinion, I want to say one more time, that if there's no intentionality, it can be very aesthetically pleasing, but in my mind, it's not art without intentionality. There you go. You have to know what you're trying to say.
I'm not sure if that's true.
Well, it's my opinion. That's my opinion. I accept some people are like, hey, if you're splashing shit on the floor and you go like, yeah, whatever, who gives a damn?
Sometimes
I think you have to have an
through
opinion.
the process, something is revealed.
Okay.
But you may not have that idea when you start.
Okay.
But that's
fair.
art. That's not a fucking movie.
I think a movie is art. If it's otherwise, it's just gibberish, is my opinion.
I mean, I agree that movie is art because I love movies, but you have to know where it's going, and you have to know where it's going to end. And there is a confusing because they are crazy, so we have these time jumps and all of that. But I'm talking about the Proteus thing where you're like, what the f***? The Proteus and the Prometheus, I thought were bullshit. Either you got to do more with that. I thought it's an interesting idea. Too bad we didn't really link it to anything.
I agree. Let's see. Robert
I felt like the Proteus, it seemed like he was giving Robert Pattinson's character knowledge, right? Is he giving him the knowledge?
I have no idea.
Because he didn't seem to wise up. What was the purpose of that? What was the outcome of that? And the same thing, I mean, I like the image of Prometheus there, but what the is that supposed to mean? What was it? What am I getting from this?
Well,
nothing, Kevin. I'm not getting anything except Rage on.
I agree. Some would argue that that's an artistic choice and therefore it's valid, and maybe that's true. But my attitude is, when I go to a movie, I kind of want to know what it's about. You know what I mean? When I leave, it's like when you watch Lost.
A couple of nuts on a lighthouse.
I mean, I guess that's what it is. Yeah. It's like I remember watching Lost, and there were like polar bears, and there's something in the jungle, and blah 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 blah, and it was clear they were just throwing shit at a wall. They didn't know if they were going to get picked up.
Giant mermaid vaginas, the size of a human head. Was he supposed to crawl inside there? I mean,
if only
it was giant.
If only. Robert Pattinson's accent is based on a very specific area of Maine farming dialect, while Willem Dafoe is the jargon of Atlantic fishermen and sailors of the time. So there you go. They say that writer-director Robert Eggers was very precise about the actors' accents and line delivery. He would, for example, give instructions to say the second sentence of your third line 75% faster.
Oh, Jesus.
That seems like a big pain in the ass.
He sounds like a treat.
Let's talk about the cast and crew, shall we? Written and directed by Robert Eggers. You know him from such things as The Lighthouse in 2019, Nosferatu in 2024, The Witch in 2015, and The Northman in 2022.
Should I see The Northman? Because I've never seen that.
Never seen it. Let's see. Robert Pattinson played Thomas Howard, because remember, he was using a fake name.
Right.
You know him from such things as Twilight in 2008.
You know, I saw one Twilight.
Twilight Saga Eclipse in 2010. He was Bruce Wayne the Batman in 2022's The Batman.
Yeah. And
he was in 2011's Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2.
So a lot of Twilight, is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, not to shame the poor guy, but I always thought he was kind of weird looking. Is that me? Maybe it's me. Unclear.
Well, I mean, after this, you're really going to think he's weird looking.
I agree.
Everybody thought he was a hot potato.
They did.
Twilight.
He was a hottie patati. Not my cup of tea. Willem Dafoe played Thomas Wake. You know him from such things as Spider-Man in 2002. He played the Green Goblin.
Never seen one. Never seen a Spider-Man.
First one's pretty good. He was in At Eternity's Gate in 2018, playing Vincent van Gogh.
Unfamiliar, but he's usually pretty good.
He was in 2017's The Florida Project. I did see that. That was nominated for some stuff. Very depressing.
Unfamiliar. Is it about Scientologists?
No, it's about
your sister-in-law.
Maybe. It's about like he runs like a crappy hotel, like a low-income hotel, where a woman's like has to basically turn into a prostitute to take care of her precocious child. So,
oh God, I can't watch that.
Good stuff.
Horrific.
And The Lighthouse in 2019.
No,
not mentioned here.
You are forgetting some gems.
How about Body of Evidence with Madonna?
How about The Life Aquatic?
You love that shit. I can take that.
I love The Life Aquatic. That is such an amazing film.
No thanks.
Amazing film.
I don't love a whole lot of Wes Anderson, if I'm being honest. So there you go.
I gotta, to be honest, you're crazy, but I don't love every single one.
Fair.
The one that everyone loves, I don't like. I'm not a big fan of Rushmore. And I was not a fan of the shorts that were released. I didn't care for those. And
I
there's,
kind of
I
like
don't know.
Tenenbaums. That was the one that
Oh,
I
no.
kind of liked.
Tenenbaums is number 1, Life Aquatic number 2.
Anywho, why don't we go to the rating, shall we?
Let's go. It's got
On
high
Rotten-
ratings and it's horrifying.
On Rotten Tomatoes, The Lighthouse is currently rated 90% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Do you know what the audience gave it?
48%.
72. How about that?
Yeah. It's a darling of the
let's-
Cannes Film Festival too.
yeah, they
Palm
love it.
d'Oro and all that.
Let's look at the top critics here. We got Richard Roper from the Chicago Sun-Times. He's got some stuff to
Yeah.
say.
What's he got to say?
That's an excellent question. He says the actors play it big and bold in a visually striking black and white horror show. 3.5 out of 4. Interesting. I'm trying to see if there's any other names here I recognize. Because this is Peter Travers of Rolling Stone says, 2 primal performances from Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson carry Robert Eggers' second film to glory, stunningly shot in black and white in the boxy format common in the silent era. The Lighthouse seeps into your bones with a power that won't let go. 4.5 out of 5.
Like tuberculosis, it seeps into your bones.
It's consumption.
You got the consumption. What's your function?
Let's talk to our resident movie critic, AI Rex Reed.
Let's go.
Rexy, what do you got to say about this? The Lighthouse is 2 hours of Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson screaming, farting, and losing their minds in a foghorn of pretension, like Waiting for Godot, performed by drunken seagulls.
More like screaming, farting, and fucking.
Aaron, what is your rating for The Lighthouse?
I give The Lighthouse a 2. I hate it, and I never want to see it again. I found it upsetting, and I hate it, and I hate it. So that's a 2 out of 50.
A
2 out of
2 out
5.
of 50, you say? Well,
Followed by I hate it, and I never want to see it again.
no, this movie's hard to kind of put in a box because it is very well made. I like the performances. I like the mood. I just don't like the story. That's really what it comes down to. I found it kind of boring, and I once again, and the second time in 3 movies, I said this is some pointless bullshit. It was, it was. I was like, why am I watching this? What does it all mean? He's now. I mean, I guess that was a Prometheus thing where he's laying on the beach naked, being eaten by birds.
Yeah, ripping his liver out. I don't know. Does he wake up tomorrow and rips it out again? I felt like that was so out of left field. This weird Greek symbolism.
Very strange. I'm gonna give it 2.5.
I say f it and him. That's the 2 F's is my rating.
I'm gonna give it 2.5.
I still feel angry. I still feel angry about it.
I'm gonna give it 2.5 out of 5 and call it a day. I don't need to see it again. There you go.
Ever.
Good times.
Ever.
I'm good. I'm covered. So, any last thoughts?
I'll still watch Willem Dafoe. Robert Pattinson, I don't know.
Not so much.
Not so
Any
much.
last thoughts on The Lighthouse, Aaron, before we move on with our lives?
I hope to never see it again. Make it go away. And now that I've seen it, I think I remember during COVID, people were watching it, and now I'm remembering people going, I don't know.
Well, I guess it's kind of a COVID-y kind of movie where it's like you're isolated and madness ensues.
I don't know if I would have liked it more already anxious with COVID, because I did not feel claustrophobic.
Okay.
So he already failed. That was not what made me feel anxious.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, thank you very much. You can find us all across the social media web. We're on Threads, we're on Blue Sky, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram. You can email us at the podcast that wouldn't die at Gmail.
Oh,
We're also on YouTube in case you want to see our smiling faces. Good times.
good times.
You can also listen to us on podcasts. As you know, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else the finer podcasts are available. So don't forget to like, share, rate, and review. Won't you?
Won't you be?
Aaron, what is your social media situation?
Oh, I got some media, and it's social.
Fair.
And I am the cult of Aaron. Join the cult on the gram. I am also the moderator of our Ticker Talker,
All
which
that
I would
is true.
love to hand off to my brother Kevin.
No can do. No can do. As you know, we like to include our friends and families across the internet, just sharing their thoughts and feelings. Aaron,
Sharon is Karen.
absolutely. Well, what's the street saying?
This is in regards to the War of the Gargantuas.
Okay.
Peeps commented, "Aye! My daughter and I randomly put this on HBO Max and cracked up the entire time." Vivian commented, "The words get stuck in my throat." Yoda 815 commented, "Love this movie." Actually, we've gotten a lot of likes and buzzes about the War of the Gargantuas. No one has come to share the trauma of watching the monsters chew up children and spit out their coats. But that's just how our followers are.
That's how they roll. Well, thank you, followers, for all that good stuff. Next week, we're discussing the Giallo classic. It's literally just called Giallo.
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 And
Starring.
I knew it was Adrian Brody.
Yep.
But I didn't realize that it's Dario Argento.
It is directed by It's from 2010. Dario Argento classic. Adrian Brody, and there's some other names. Elsa Pataki, I know who that is. And that's about it. So, well, it'll be a new experience for all of us. Good stuff had by all. Now,
and the bestest part of this is you have to download some obscure movie thing to watch it, but we're willing to make you do it.
We're going to give it a shot. It's called Favesome. It is only available on Favesome. So Aaron tells me it's free to download and free to watch. So we're gonna give it a dance, and if it doesn't work, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what
we'll be reviewing something else next.
It'll be a big surprise. So
a surprise to you and me too.
It'll be a surprise for all of us. So if you happen to watch it, send in your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, and questions, and we may talk about it on the show. So thank you very much, and be well.
Be well, chickadees.